And that was a shoot.
Yeah, that's full-blown shooting.
Since you want to shoot, cowboy!
And now, the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast.
All right, Real Shoot Wrestling, episode number 9, Nueve. Guess
You work on that all week?
It took me a while.
We can't get much higher.
We're starting to run out of fingers here, so guess who's back, ladies and gentlemen?
Me.
From international waters, Tim Cross is back.
From the great area, Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
the shining star.
Come visit us in Puerto Rico.
Where
I did, and it was really shiny.
Did you see
there.
the colognes?
No.
Did anyone try to murder you while you were there?
No, because I didn't. I traveled in all lit up places.
Okay.
And didn't wear camo.
And you weren't in the locker room full of drunk wrestlers.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the request of Tim, returning this week, Josiah Jones and Ryan R. Wilkinson.
we're back.
They're back.
Guess who's back?
I got a friend request from Tim today on Facebook, so I fully expect a pop-up powerbomb in the side of the ring by the end of the night. This
No, not at all. I respected and liked a lot of the things that were said. Actually, I really didn't have too many disagreements, other than one or
Wins
two
and
here or there.
losses.
Wins and losses are just totally a thing. But but at the same there's no answer to that, because
Okay.
it totally, the reason why I say it doesn't matter unless it is part of the gimmick. That's it.
So you brought up something interesting. We'll just jump right into this conversation.
I mean, we might as well. We got to
We are-
get this one out of the way, because this
let's
seems
get
to
it
be
in.
topic of conversation.
So you talk a lot about the perspective of wins and losses, whether it's from the fan, whether it's from the wrestler himself, whether it's from the company. So when we say wins and losses matter, from what perspective do you think it matters the most?
to the casual fan.
Okay. But isn't that how they make their money?
No, not at all. How do you think that? Is the casual fan buying a T-shirt? Is
Well,
the casual fan buying their kids' toys?
I guess I'm talking about the people they market to come to their shows and stuff.
Yeah, which are kids and women. The
Okay.
dudes are there. It's a whole situation of guys like it, yeah, but dudes went because either they had to take their kids or there'd be hot chicks there.
At a wrestling show? Depends.
Do you not remember when this originally started? It was the 80s.
I guess so, yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Like, not wrestling in general, but that kind of concept of, you know what, we make money on our matches and our wrestling and that, but hey, we can have T-shirts, we can have hats, we can have dolls, we can have sunglasses, we can have wristbands, we can have cups, we can have scarves. I mean,
Ice
literally,
cream bars.
there's fucking footsies on WWE.com.
And socks.
There's bibs.
Yeah.
There's everything.
Onesies.
But
So-
do you not think that wins and losses don't kill a particular wrestler when he's trying to make a name for himself?
Yes, but that's part of the gimmick. The Dolph is right now. Where else can you put Dolph? He's not big enough to be big.
See, I disagree with you on that. I think he is big enough to be big. I think part of it is writing. I mean, look at all Dolph's
But everything
stories.
else that's going on, you have Kevin Owens, you have Cesaro, you have The Miz, which has been awesome since she came back. I've always liked The Miz, but a lot of people didn't. A lot of people like him now because of that. There's so many people there right now that, and plus, like, you have to take times off with people. You can't continuously push unless there is a Cena, and we see how that turned out. There's a continuous push with Roman, and we see how that's turned out.
So when it comes
So
to
what I'm saying is, if they keep pushing Dolph and he starts winning, it's just going to get to the point where people hate him.
Well, I think I see the point where wins and losses don't matter from the standpoint that some of Shawn Michaels' best matches were matches that he lost. Some of, like...
He got match of the year and he lost to Undertaker.
AJ Styles lost to Jericho, and look where he is now. And,
Chris Jericho lost to Fandango at WrestleMania.
yeah.
But then he also beat Fandango at Extreme Rules next pay-per-view, though.
But then people like, I know this.
But he kept losing. He kept losing.
I guess the thing is, some wrestlers' wins and losses don't matter to a certain extent. Like Jericho's.
No,
won.
he's an established veteran. So
I mean,
I don't
But
know
see,
if that hurts.
that's where it comes into play. He's an established veteran. No, he has fans. People like him regardless. Just like I've said to you, the Raiders, the Lions, the Browns. If you like somebody, you like them. By the way you guys are talking, casual fans of WWE are just nothing but a bunch of fucking bandwagon jumpers.
Well, I think,
Either like somebody and like them, or don't like them at all.
Based off my experience with some of the people I talk to that are casual fans, they do jump the bandwagon. That's based off my experience.
That's how it is with Roman. That's how it was with Roman.
That's human character, and that's with every sport.
That's true, but don't you think a guy that is winning, they'll be more likely to jump on the bandwagon? Like, that's why there's all these.
But
John
do you
Cena
want
fans.
that?
If you're trying to sell
merchandise.
merchandise, yeah.
But I think that's something that you're never going to be able to overcome on a small percentage of fans. They're always going to be.
I'm just saying,
bandwagon
if you
jumpers.
want to have a guy, and we've talked about this, if you want to have a guy for Cena to reach Cena's level, he eventually has to put them over in a way.
Yes, but that's something you don't understand. When you say that, that's part of Cena's gimmick. He doesn't fucking lose.
I understand that, but
And it's rare when he does lose.
He put Lesnar over,
And that's-
Lesnar's the most unbeatable guy in the.
But let's look
company
at it
right
this
now.
way again. Wins and losses matter. Who did Jericho put over when he was the fucking prototype at Judgment Day? Wins and losses don't matter if it's helping the gimmick. Plain and simple. And that's where I go back to all the time. It's a gimmick thing. 1, 2, 3 Kid beat Razor Ramon, took him to new heights. Barry Horowitz was a jobber and lost forever. And then it was a huge deal when he finally won. Just like when things start to turn around for Dolph, it's going to be a huge deal. And that's where I'm talking about the gimmick.
But what about the losing gimmicks like Shelton Benjamin, MVP, where it hurt them and they never bounced back from it?
You could say that it hurt Sheldon in WWE.
Oh,
It didn't hurt him at all when he went to Japan.
Not in Japan at all, no.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's where it comes to wins and losses seem to only matter when it comes to the casual WWE fan. Or someone that just digs WWE and doesn't explore out the box.
I think it.
And that has been said from a couple different people. Like I'm saying, this question there isn't a right or wrong. There is only opinion.
Right.
And it's how you look at it.
But my opinion is usually right.
Not at all. And I can ask your wife, which is sitting right here.
I think it does bury people though. Like when.
But
when
people
Vince
need to be
McMahon-
buried sometimes.
Sometimes, but
To
when,
go away, like Natty.
Natty, I wish they would bury her all the way.
I don't know why.
Divas.
She's
Okay,
awesome.
so
She can work.
this is an example. This is an example that I always like to use, and it irritated me to death when Cena had the U.S. champion. He did a great job getting that title over, but people were like, "Well, this is the best the U.S. title has ever been." Well, that's because the champ was booked to win. That never happens for any other guy that has a secondary title.
But if there's a guy that you don't like that is champion, what's the payoff for you? You want to see someone beat that champion.
Sure.
Isn't that true? It's like Roman Reigns right now. I don't care for Roman Reigns. I've always been an AJ Styles fan. I would like to see AJ Styles beat Roman Reigns. That's where that comes into play.
That's where that's where win and losses matter. But that's what I'm saying. It only matters to you, and it's part of the gimmick because when Roman loses, it's going to be a big deal.
See, after hearing you say that, I can see where you're coming from with that, and that's cool. I mean, that's
And
fine.
this is another thing. And I'm not saying this because I've actually done it. This isn't a situation where it's like, well, I've laced on the boots, so my opinion's right. No, like, I knew going in when I was wrestling that, guess what? Whether or not I won or lost that night, I was making such and such amount of money. That is guaranteed when you come there.
Yeah.
When you come there is times when you're like, hey, I want you to come work for me. You're going to get $200. You don't know until you get in the building, first of all, who you're wrestling half the time.
Right.
And if you're winning or losing.
But I think that has to do with perspective as well, because that's coming from
And
the
that's
wrestling.
and that's all of it. That needs to be the understanding of the whole question here. Is it's all in perspective.
It's different.
There's not a right or wrong. I'm just very strong about how I feel about it. That's all.
Oh, of course, as always.
As anybody would be,
So-
just like you are.
So we got our Facebook page, Real Shoot Wrestling. When we post this up, just comment and tell us what you think about this. Make this interactive. Don't just listen to the podcast and don't comment, for crying out loud.
What?
Just give us your opinions. Give us your feedback.
People's already
about-
given their opinions on this. Do you not remember putting the question up?
Yeah, I know.
That's why we started the show with this.
Exactly.
What was the percentage on that?
There wasn't really a percentage. It was there was some people that came straight
on
out
the
and was
Twitter-
like, "It
on the-
matters, and if it doesn't matter, then why even
on the
do
Twitter
it?"
poll, there was like 73% that said yes.
A Twitter poll.
Yeah, we have a Twitter poll on RSW Podcast.
I didn't see any poll. I saw you put the thing up, but I saw not one answer except for Ryan's.
I'll let it
We'll look
slide.
at it after.
I'll let it slide
Let's see,
because you're
Hillary Clinton of the polls over here.
Wow, that's very harsh. Okay, so Extreme Rules is coming up this weekend. We've got a stacked card. We've got all the titles being defended
All of them.
on the main show.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I just missed a whole week in general, but I feel like it's been like 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Hell yeah and hell no. There's a lot of casual WWE fans on there, by the
Okay.
way. Like the WWE fan Bailey girl lover 49, and it's actually some 58-year-old dude that has a picture of Bailey for his Twitter. So I'm sorry
know that.
that I don't care what his opinion is
Okay,
on Twitter.
Back
But
to
anyway,
Extreme Rules.
I there's a lot going on, but I feel like I don't know anything that's going on except for the Chris Jericho
There's a lot of
Dean
rematches.
match
Yeah.
and the
Reigns and
heavyweight title.
So they're gonna have rematches at every pay-per-view for the next year.
No.
That's what happened like a year ago.
That's what happens when you have.
That's
four
what happens
pay-per-views.
every year
This is-
after WrestleMania.
This is the new era, baby.
Yeah.
So,
New
pre-show match, we're going to all go around the table and give our predictions for all these matches. A no DQ match for Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. I think this is the 4th or 5th time they've wrestled.
What an exaggeration.
They wrestled the night after WrestleMania.
They wrestled on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
They never actually had a match. He just
And
beat him
then
up
they
outside
wrestled
the
at the
ring.
Exactly. How many matches have they had? They've led up to this match.
They've been in the ring a couple times. I
That's
think.
fine. Who cares? How many times do you watch Rock and Stone Cold?
I don't know.
Okay, so anyway,
Every time there's a point made by me, Gabe just goes, "Well, anyway."
I wouldn't compare
Moves on.
Ziggler and Corbin to Rock and Austin, but okay.
But you've watched it. You know what's going to happen. You know there's going to be 25 stunners and 42 rock bottoms and enough elbows to make me want to rip my own arms off.
And a crossover of a stunner and a rock
Yeah,
bottom
and
too.
then Stone Cold's going to give a horrible rock bottom, and then The Rock's going to mess up a stunner.
And Rock will flop over the ring.
Yeah, and flop all over the ring like Dolph Ziggler.
We talk about pre-show matches quite often here. A lot of time. So what do you guys... Okay, Josiah...
Pre-show or not, it's still on the show to me. That's another
Okay.
thing. It's on the show.
Well, who do you pick?
I picked Dolph in this situation.
Okay, he won the last time, so I'm going Corbin.
I'm also going with Corbin because I think he needs to win after getting rolled up in the last one.
I see Baron Corbin.
Carly?
Dolph Ziggler.
My wife is here, and she's giving predictions, too. So,
Yeah, Corbin.
all right, so...
No, hold on. Now, before we move on, this is
Okay.
the perfect case. Are you saying that because he's lost the way he has on TV?
I'm saying because they do the 50-50 thing, and Ziggler won the last time.
I'm saying it because they're going to put Corbin over. They have big plans for
I
Corbin.
think they're going to push Corbin, in which case the wins matter, where he has to beat
But
Dolph to
but
move
isn't
on to
that
the next
but isn't
guy.
that part of the gimmick?
It is.
Yeah, it is. For him, it is.
Wins and losses, they're all part of the gimmick.
I think it's only a matter of time before Baron Corbin gets in trouble.
I don't know if he's allowed to get in trouble.
He's a hothead.
All right, so next match is... I don't know if this is the first match, but the cluster of this Ambrose Asylum torture chamber of a match. Did you see that?
Oh no, I saw that TNA
Okay.
clusterfuck.
Okay, so yeah, didn't that remind you? What's that match from
Monsters
TNA?
Ball.
That's
Monsters
exactly
Ball.
what it reminded me of.
At first, I was really pumped because I thought I saw 2 cages.
Okay,
Like it was, hey, we're in a cage, and then you've got to get through the cage of weapons.
like Kennel in a Cell match.
No, not Kennel in a Cell. That clusterfuck of piss and poo on the match, and that's all it was.
Yeah.
They were literally. Al Snow was right by the dogs, and the dogs didn't care.
I know.
But anyway, I thought those weapons were then surrounded by another cage, so there was a platform kind of thing, and then you wrestle there, and then you get out and you climb down, and
Like
that's
it.
how you win.
Kind of like Ready to Rumble. With
But
the,
but not the
like that.
third
Not
cage.
the third cage,
But
like
just
on
the
top.
second cage,
Right.
and it presents as a weapon cage,
Right.
pretty much, and then the person to get out of that, whatever. You did say the jacket thing, which has actually happened before. I don't know if anybody went and looked,
Yeah,
but the straight jacket matches have happened
They've
before.
had before? Okay.
Because pretty much it results in you get the coat on them, and then you beat them
Right.
Yeah.
with weapons.
Exactly.
And the thing is, though, is they left it open to where it's like you still don't know how it's won.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't know if
Is
it's
it
put
I
on the
quit?
coat and then beat them on. You don't know if it's I quit. You don't know if it's last man standing. You don't know if it's just get out of the cage.
Well, he said
but just
that,
get out of the cage makes no sense to
No,
me.
that makes
Yeah,
no
he
sense
said
at all.
that you can't win by doing that. So.
Yeah, which leads me to believe that either it's going to be a put the coat on them. It has to be a last man standing or I quit kind
Yeah.
of situation.
Okay, so who wins?
At this point, I think Ambrose wins.
Yeah, I think since this is a match that he supposedly made, that I think he wins.
This is probably the one match I have no idea going in, but for some odd reason, I think this feud's going to continue. I think Jericho's going to take this one.
Okay.
I think Jericho wins too, just because everything seems stacked against him, and if they want him to remain as one of the top heels, they need to keep pushing him.
But at the same time, like, why? If it's a gimmick match like that, exactly, there is so many things stacked against him. So wouldn't that make it seem like he was a face?
No, I think
Well, they did that with Roman Reigns.
that
And he's just the guy.
He's,
he's not a good guy or a bad guy.
But what I'm saying is it just seems like this is a good way to send Jericho off for a minute because, knowing other things, I think Fozzie's
he's
coming
done.
back
He
into
did
play.
go.
I think Fozzie is coming back into play
See, if
musically.
Fozzie's
so
coming back, then that would make sense. But if not, then
I mean, I've heard that he has one more match, like one more pay-per-view match on his set of contract before he goes away for Fozzie. It feels like the way they had Ambrose go crazy in that cage, that Jericho is gonna do something out of the ordinary to take the match.
I just think Ambrose is going to win. I'm not saying that it couldn't be a possibility because I'm kind of with you in the fact that you really don't know who's going to win this, but I just, with it being the way it is and Ambrose losing in a terrible way at WrestleMania in a supposedly no holds bar type match,
Yeah.
that's
If
if
why-
he loses again in a match that he created.
That's why this is a hard sell, because they built that up and then they didn't even use any weapons.
I know.
Yeah.
So
And I think it's because Brock got hurt and pissed his pants.
Yeah.
Did anybody else see that? It
I've
it
seen
looked
that
like
before.
it looks like a pile when he leaves in the middle of his pants.
all right, Carly, who do you pick?
For what?
Jericho Ambrose.
The cage match thingy.
Ambrose. I'm
All
tired
right,
of
Ambrose.
Jericho.
All right. The U.S. title.
Go upstairs. Go upstairs. You just said I'm tired of Chris Jericho.
The U.S. title is up for grabs. Kalisto versus Rusev. Everyone's tired of Kalisto for some reason. I don't know why.
I think everybody was just tired of Ryback, and Kalisto was brought down in
Okay.
the mix of the situation.
Well, I think Rusev is actually going to win this match.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, but go ahead and make the pick.
I would say Rusev as well.
Okay.
I hope Kalisto keeps it, but I just see Rusev getting it.
I have a theory,
Okay.
and
give me your theory.
most of the time, my theory this is based on WWE, no other promotions. Okay, so
Okay.
this is a WWE theory of mine.
So is mine, so go ahead.
I believe that on the show before a pay-per-view,
Oh, yeah.
the guy that is down on the mat
Oh yeah,
wins the pay-per-view
that
match.
happens a lot.
I think Kalisto is going to retain the title here.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind that. I would, like I said, I don't have a problem with Kalisto, but I just feel like...
All right, Josiah.
I think Rusev is going to win, and I think it's because all these people are coming back from injuries. So
that kind of has a lot to do with my theory.
They, like, I'm not saying Cena's going to come back and face Rusev, but they're going to need... they're going to need a heel with the title so that a face can come in and
that is my theory. Cena's coming back the night after and he's going to beat Rusev for the title.
Well, like I said, I don't necessarily know if it's going to be Cena, but I mean, like I said, there's a bunch of faces out there that need a spot.
You think that Cena's going to come back just to put the U.S. title on him?
Please tell me that just did not come out of your mouth.
I'm just telling you that Rusev, that's happened.
No, we're moving on. It doesn't matter. Anytime Cena is involved, it is automatic. Gabe's like, whoever he's facing, he's burying, and they're going to push him to the moon.
I think me and Tim are in agreement for the first time.
I'm just saying he's just going to be a transitional champ, Rusev.
Well, then isn't Kalisto?
No, he held the title for 4 months,
and no one's liked it.
I've liked it.
I have, but everybody bitches about it.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of Kalisto. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, he's.
You were a fan of Rey Mysterio. I don't understand this.
I wasn't really a fan of Rey Mysterio.
People were fans of Rey Mysterio back in the day. Don't like Kalisto.
I think the whole lucha thing people don't quite understand in the WWE yet. It's just not.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been saying that for people don't understand anything that isn't WWE. They don't understand Nakamura. They don't understand Kenta, Hideo. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised as hell that they understand and like Finn when Finn is literally doing a Japanese gimmick.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, but he's
not even
Like,
Japanese.
he's kind of like a comic book thing, and people would dig that. Finn.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They don't get what it is, but they like it. They don't even understand that if that was Nakamura doing that gimmick, they wouldn't like it. Even though it would make more sense coming from a Japanese person.
Honestly, I think I would have to agree with him on this one too.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
this is why it never makes any sense to me being a WWE fan and just a WWE fan.
I think that people see the mask and they think, oh, that's a Rey Mysterio thing, and they don't know that there's a whole culture of luchadors. They don't know that.
I know.
Because that's all they've ever known.
Yeah.
But they should.
I don't like the mask because you can't see facial expressions. You can't see...
That's the point. That's why you get over with your body. That's why Sami Zayn is the way he is. He throws his arms so much and he's so erratic with his body because he did it for 15 plus years with a mask on. Oh, yeah. That's the whole point. You don't show with your face because you can't. You do it with your body. It's a different way of expressing it.
Also, the Hurricane Rana is my least favorite move because I just feel like...
Oh, shit. Ricky Morton made that move, man. Don't you let the Mexicans tell you they made that. Ricky Morton made that on accident, buddy. No, I actually heard a story. This is an actual real story from Ricky Morton. He was like, I made that move back in the day by accident. Shit. Actual line from his mouth.
Wow. Okay, so speaking of Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus Cesaro.
Hold on a second. Carly's over there.
Oh.
She would like to make a pick in this match.
No.
I want Rusev to win because as much as I don't like him, I do like him with a microphone. Yeah. I want him to keep talking because it's hilarious.
He is funny with the mic.
I do like, and of course, the more time that Rusev gets, the more time that Lana gets, which makes everybody in the room happy.
Okay.
Not really.
So
honestly, because she's just gonna become a wrestler because she's wrestling in NXT, and she's god awful, and all she does is show her Snatch clam, and everybody likes her for it. Yeah. She's literally what Eva is, and nobody likes Eve. Not Eve, but Eva Marie.
Yeah.
She's literally the same thing, but nobody likes Eva Marie.
But she's a valet, though. There's a difference.
No, but she's becoming a wrestler.
She is.
I know.
Let's put Miss Elizabeth as a wrestler.
I know.
I have a question. So, Lana is a valet. Now she's becoming a wrestler. Has everyone been like their first intention to be a wrestler? Because
yes and no.
Okay.
Because obviously anybody that likes wrestling as a kid is like, oh man, I would love to wrestle. But then as they get older, there's understandings that like, I can't do this. Like Bobby the Brain.
Jim
Heenan.
Ross he tried to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just doesn't
Well, I
work.
was just
That's why
wondering,
usually
because,
people.
like Corey Graves was a wrestler, now they've put him in a commentary position.
If you love it enough, you'll find your spot.
What's her name? The
JoJo.
She was supposed to be a wrestler, and she got hurt.
I don't know what JoJo was ever supposed to be. I don't know. I don't even. Yeah, she was just a
New
rap
Day
for Randy
mascot.
Orton, and she got a job. That's what I understand.
I watched Total Divas, so.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. She was Randy's girl for a minute.
Oh.
Randy Orton's girl, and that's how she got the
She's
job in the
really
first
young.
place.
What about Lillian Garcia? Did she ever lace up the boots?
Okay.
No,
I don't want to talk about Lillian Garcia. Okay, Sami Zayn
no talking about
versus
Lillian
Kevin
Garcia.
Owens versus Cesaro versus Miz. First off, I want to say KO and Zayn tagging.
Steen Rico.
Yeah, was that not crazy?
I mean, yeah, it was crazy, but at the same time, it was disappointing because I know I wasn't going to see.
Yeah, but just
the
the
package
tease-
pile driver into the
Just the
brainbuster.
tease, just the tease of that was pretty cool.
But I enjoyed watching it. It was cool to see for as they say, us internet snobs.
Okay.
I
It was cool to see.
because I wanted to see Zayn versus Cesaro, and I marked out, and I believed that it was actually gonna happen on free television.
But see, it has happened on free television. It happened many times on NXT.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times in ROH.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Though, like people that like those matches should totally go and watch ROH.
Right.
Just
I
now.
agree.
So then if they don't understand Sami Zayn, they'll understand it more if they watch.
All right,
Then.
so
But-
I'm picking Cesaro.
It's either Cesaro or Zayn.
You don't
Unless
think
it's-
Miz has a chance to retain?
Miz is my pick. I think that he keeps it.
I mean, I just don't. I don't know.
You can't
part of
deny that
me-
he's on a roll.
Oh no, I enjoy it right now. I enjoy the product. And by the way, did anybody else notice that Kevin Owens straight put her down?
Oh, yeah.
In her language.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed that.
That's what I've been waiting Cesaro to do.
Oh my god, that
Oh,
was
hilarious.
hilarious when he broke into that, and I was like,
He's,
oh
yeah,
no,
he's Canadian.
yeah, he's
French
French
Canadian.
Canadian. He's not Canadian.
Okay, so I picked Cesaro. Josiah picked the Miz.
I picked The Miz because I think that this Fatal 4-Way match is... I mean, if Cesaro eventually gets the title, I think it will be in a one-on-one match where I
don't think so.
think Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to be knocked out, passed out, and they're going to put each other through a table or somewhere. They're going to screw each other out of the title. They're going to keep that storyline going, and then who knows who the Miz
But see,
is.
with the way WWE fans are, how long do you think they can push Sammy and KO without a title involved?
I
don't think they need a title right now, though.
Yeah,
I think if they keep pushing the way they are, they're going to.
I think they can
That's
eventually.
why I think Sammy. That's why it's hard for me to pick someone. I would like Cesaro.
Yeah.
I would have no problem with Cesaro.
Right.
But what are they going to do? Start a whole new thing after doing this whole 4-way thing?
Well, Money in the Bank is next, isn't it?
That's
So-
why. But that's why I think he doesn't win, and that's why I think Sammy wins and does it with the two of them. But that's where, like I said, that's where I think about him. And if he keeps the title, then you could do whatever, and then you have Sammy and KO and Cesaro in the Money in the Bank title picture. One of them's going to miss out on. Two of them's going to miss out on Money in the Bank this year because of the IC title.
I
It's
know.
just which two miss out on that match because of this title. It's hard to pick.
This one's another one. I would say
Pressure's on.
how it would go. I would say KO and Sami Zayn go at it. Sami Zayn lays out KO. Miz comes back. Skull crushing finale, retains the title.
I can see
Does
that.
Maurice
happening.
get involved in the match?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course,
Yeah,
in
yes,
some way,
definitely.
she has to.
why
what
she's there.
Or what the hell's the point of having her there?
Carly?
Total divas.
I say Sami Zayn. But I also see Sami Zayn
I think the way.
probably winning Money in the Bank.
I don't know.
Nah,
I think
No.
KO wins Money in the Bank.
I think KO wins Money in the Bank.
I
I
think
don't like him.
we'll talk about Money in the Bank later,
Go
but
upstairs! I told you twice already.
He reminds
All
me
right.
of an uncle I don't like.
Tim brought up an interesting point about Zayn and Owens. Do you think that they can do these feuds where they last years?
Well, they can when they
pay off, or do you think it's going to be like, oh, here's Cena and Orton again for the 15th time. I'm bored of this.
And this is exactly what I mean by WWE fans. WWE fans will not allow what ROH and PWG has allowed with El Generico and Kevin Steen, which is, for those who for some reason don't know, Sammy and Kevin. Mm-hmm. WWE won't allow that. The fans will not allow it because the fans can't get behind anything for longer than years at a time anymore, it seems like.
I think it's something that they don't have to, if they come back to it from time to time, I think it would work.
Yes.
As long as it doesn't overstay its welcome right now, it will be okay.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know how much longer it can go unless there's a title involved.
It's to the point where a title will be involved.
But like I said, Money in the Bank is next month, so it could easily be pushed into that situation.
Oh, yeah. Like I said last one, all 4 could be in Money in the Bank.
Yep, I think so.
Well, no, I don't see a champion being involved in Money in the Bank.
There's been a champion involved.
No, I know, but at the same time, I just don't see them doing that now.
All right, New Day versus Vaudevillains. The New Day got on to the New DeLorean.
New Day wins
Monday
all the way.
You think so?
There's not what the
Forever.
No.
I don't know.
Vaudevillains do not have a chance.
They have really benefited from this last couple weeks after the Enzo Amore
from knocking out
fiasco.
Enzo. I understand that, and they've got hated from people.
But you don't think them putting the titles on will be a good?
No. And
See,
it won't work. It won't work.
What's the? Is there a stipulation in this? Like, is there?
I don't think so. At least not that I've heard.
I haven't heard a stipulation.
I have not heard a stipulation.
I'm gonna.
Maybe it'll be a black and white.
I might be crazy, but I'm gonna go Vaudevillains.
That would
home match in black and white.
I think you're crazy.
Winner gets Xavier's time machine.
I'm going Vaudevillains. I might be crazy, but I think they're trying to set up a Vaudevillains New Day thing, or not Vaudevillains New Day. Vaudevillains Enzo and Cass.
And then what? That doesn't make any sense to me. What are you going to do with New Day?
You've got the Shield. You got the Bullet Club.
You don't have the Shield.
There's no Shield yet.
There is no Shield.
Well, I'm just saying there's other things.
And there is no Bullet Club.
There's the club.
The two of them.
You put them in the car and you lock the car and you put the club.
See, that's the thing to me. There's the two of them because they're still as a 3-person unit. They're still not.
They're not
a
together.
group to me. They still don't feel like. They still don't feel like the DX, the NWO, they don't even feel like the fucking oddities. They don't even feel like that type of group. They still don't. They're still not a one solid unit, and that's what I.
Well, why do you think that? Is it because they're losing all the time?
No.
Because honestly,
to me
they're not looking very strong though.
But they don't want. But they don't. I mean, they don't want. As a group, they're not. They can't be strong.
Okay.
Because of what they're doing, those three are getting WWE boys over. They're making them more interesting. I could give a shit 2 months ago about Roman Reigns and the Usos.
I'll agree with that.
But now it's like I'm not saying I like them, but I'm not like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm going to put my kids to bed. Okay, I don't really care about this part. Right. And I'm going to look what's going on online on Facebook. I'm paying attention. Yeah. And that in general is what they want. They want you to pay attention. They don't care if it's good or bad. They want you to pay attention.
Okay, so we can go ahead and predict that match. AJ Styles and Roman Reigns.
Roman
all the way. You think there'll be any schmooze at the end?
They'll have to be.
Okay.
It's a fucking Extreme Rules match.
It is extreme.
All
right. So
tables will be.
Is it a unanimous Roman Reigns?
And this is also why it doesn't hurt anybody to me.
I pick based on who I like the best, and I like AJ Styles.
Casual WWE fans.
I mean, believe me, I like AJ Styles too, but Roman's going over.
Does that put AJ Styles in the Money in the Bank match where he's, if he's not too injured?
Yeah.
Easily. Okay.
Definitely.
I don't think picking who I like the best makes me a casual WWE fan.
It makes her a homer, but not a casual WWE.
Oh, by the way,
Okay.
I picked New Day.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
this guy
sorry.
gets his underwear on a bunch and moves on. He's like, all right, fine.
It's mad.
I'm not the one that moved on to the club.
I mean,
He
you
just
brought it
tries
up,
to
though.
make smooth segues.
You were
and
mentioning...
I have to try
actually
to get
agree.
the locomotive going.
I agree
You,
that the
you brought up
Bob
the
Dylan-
Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
You brought up the Shield.
So, are we all in agreement with Roman Reigns except Carly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Raw ended Monday with the women's title, so we'll end with that as our pick. Who wins the women's title? By the way, before we pick, why are people complaining that closed the show?
Because people are never happy
Like,
with wrestling.
everyone wants the women's division pushed, and then once they close the show, they're like, Why
How
is
is
this
women-
closing the show?
And this is what I'm
I
talking
want
about.
Roman Reigns.
And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to wins and losses. Why they put on an amazing match at WrestleMania, did they not?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a great
it was.
match.
Yeah,
Then why does anybody care that they're closing the show?
Did it hurt them that
They must not like women.
I feel like Del-
that's a lot with
Yeah.
of it. Yeah,
I feel like the people that don't like Del Rio and Kalisto, they didn't tune in because that was the full last hour was Del Rio and Kalisto, and then the women's thing. Do you think that whole last
yeah. I mean,
That-
I do think that the momentum got stalled, but I also think that
because they had the club versus the Usos and
At 10 o'clock.
it,
Yeah.
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 And then they had
That's another thing I want to.
They had
That's another thing I want to bring up
Jericho.
after
They
this.
they had the IC title out of the way. I mean, most people were like, okay, that's my show. Why would I stay up past my bedtime to watch Kalisto and Del Rio for the I don't know how many.
Del Rio's doing fine.
Are
by
you
the way.
14
Del Rio-
years old?
I'm just saying that.
Like, I'm an adult, I can stay up to at least 11
I mean,
o'clock.
do you
The
have to be at work
NBA
at 3 in the
finals are
morning?
on. The Penguins were in overtime. I mean, it was hard for me to keep. I was flipping back and forth. I had two TVs running.
All right.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who
But-
it was. It could have been it could have been Jericho in a match with Eve Marie, and she could have been butt naked, and you would have still cared about the Penguins match.
I would
You're a
have.
Penguins fan,
I would have.
and it wouldn't have mattered if they won or lost, would it? You'd watch the next goddamn show.
would.
Exactly. That's what
Well,
I'm
it does
getting
matter
at.
if they
It doesn't
lose
matter
because-
when people are fans of other things; they're still going to watch those things. You are more of a fan in that situation of the Pens game than you are of the women. Correct.
Well, I actually,
But to me, I want to see good wrestling, whether it come from women or not, and I'm getting that with Charlotte and
Natalia.
Natty
Yeah.
when Flair and Brett are not involved.
well, I mean,
That's
Flair
about-
was
yeah.
involved heavily.
But- and that's why I'm so interested in this match. Is they're going to keep Flair out of it.
Yeah, they are going to keep Flair out of this one. Definitely.
Well, I think they're teasing something down the road with the McMahons getting involved with the Flairs. Possibly.
I mean, I don't see why they don't have the family doing that in general. They should be doing shit with the Hearts. They should be doing stuff with the Flairs. They should be doing stuff with actually using the colognes as the colognes instead
my
of
goodness.
Epico and Primo.
I mean, and technically,
What? What is wrong? I'm sorry. Okay, I understand Epico. He didn't. I don't really like him, but Primo is awesome.
But that's terrible. That's a 2006 gimmick.
That
Not going to
The
ever get
gimmick
over.
is terrible. The wrestlers are not.
All I got to say is the one satisfying thing to me about them on Monday was their entrance song. That was the satisfying thing to me.
no
it was pretty
way,
cool.
dude. Did anybody see that double underarm into a code
Eliminators
breaker?
might-
Oh, that was. I like their.
I've never seen that move before.
I like their finisher together.
They can work. I mean, they're more talented.
Why are
than-
you not allowing yourself to like them? Is what I don't
I
understand.
like I said, I like
can work.
the wrestlers. The gimmick is going to be hard to get over because
Why? That's what they are.
Well,
that's
because
like
of
me
the-
coming out and be like, "Hey, my
But I
gimmick is
think-
a fat white guy."
But I think it's because of the tag team division now is so strong. I think they get lost.
well, that's
with
in
that.
any division, especially with
I
this
mean,
new era.
Golden
they're pushing,
Truth.
They're pushing all these
I don't
new
know.
superstars. Some
Golden
people are
Truth.
going to fall by the wayside
Okay.
just because there's no room.
Let's bring this back to the women's title match. We
Okay.
got to make our picks. I'm going Charlotte.
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 Are you going to pick Natalia? You're on the edge. You're teetering.
I'm teetering because I feel like she could grab the title, but she's just going to lose it again.
Okay.
I feel like it's one of those type of situations, which to me doesn't
prolongs the feud.
Kill anyone. It can prolong a feud, because what people don't usually don't add into play, and they just get mad because they didn't physically see it. Is why if nobody can win out of nowhere, why even have house shows? Because it's entertaining. You go watch them. Why can a title not change at any point in time if that title's on the line?
Yeah.
That's about.
Anybody can beat anybody. I mean, look at people's March Madness tournament brackets.
But
anybody can beat anybody at any time.
But the reason why I think it stays with Charlotte is if they're really building this to put Sasha Banks over, then having that long title run is gonna it's just gonna mean more.
It all depends on how they do it. They could have a situation, like I said, it could be a quick roll up from Natty.
It's a match.
It's a submission match.
I feel like a
so
submission is the way to bury someone the hardest because they give up.
No, that's not always how it is because Bayley's not buried and she just passed out.
Well, she passed out. She didn't give up.
Exactly, but in this type of match, if someone passes out,
that could be the same. That
could be the same thing. You can't if you pass out. Yeah, you can say that you can't submit, but you sure as hell can't continue.
Yeah.
So the match is done.
Well, that's a finish.
So in all actuality, yeah, Charlotte could win this, but it could also make Natty a lot stronger in the end as well.
I mean, that's really the question. How are they going to end this match? So,
all right. So
because honestly, they still could come out and Flair could. They're going to keep him out, but at the same time,
the ref could get knocked down and Flair's down at the ring.
And exactly, who knows? Who knows if she actually? They didn't say Charles Robinson couldn't be there,
but technically they include the stipulation that if Flair comes out at all,
but if the ref gets knocked out. And Charles Robinson comes out.
See, this is where I have a problem with writing with WWE here because if that does happen and Flair comes out,
no, not Flair, Charles Robinson.
Lil Nate could come out.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a stipulation, and he just goes and rings the bell. She quit. I heard her quit.
That's a valid point too.
Even if Flair does come out, that leaves room for the McMahons to come down to the ring and put the title on Natty, and then. Like you said, you can pick Natalia to win the match, and it prolongs the feud. Another pay-per-view. Charlotte says, I never lost the match. My dad was coming out to check on an injury. My dad was coming out to check on his friend, the referee, Charles Robinson.
They want a rematch.
So
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't... There's ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
To where it'll make sense.
That's how Christian
But see, that's how it always is.
Yeah.
It all depends on if they're going to do that.
Right, exactly.
Hopefully Charlotte wins, though.
All right, so we asked people to ask us questions, and I picked one. This is from Henry. Well, because the rest of them were stupid.
You're the one that made it. You're the one that took up for him last time, and I told you the questions were stupid.
I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of good questions on there.
So Henry Burnett asked, "What do you think Nakamura's role will be when he makes it to the main roster?"
See, and you picked the hardest damn question because it's unknown.
Okay.
Like they're pushing him so much as himself, they're just going to bring him up as himself.
Okay,
they better bring him up as himself because
it wouldn't make any sense.
Freddie Japan.
Well, they've shown that they'll bring someone up from NXT and slap a cape on them or change their gimmick up.
Don't say slap a cape on him because it's Neville. What else are you going to do with that guy?
Well, I mean,
he's literally an actual superhero underdog.
Vince,
he's your comic book character.
Vince wanted Mighty Mouse.
Well,
he is now your superbook character. Your superhero character.
Well, right now he's injured. So.
Yeah, but that's what he's supposed to be.
I'm just saying, sometimes they bring someone up from NXT and they think, well, the NXT crowd's not the same. We'll change it just a little bit, and next thing you know, you've got a dancing giant. And
I don't see that with Nakamura at all. You don't have to worry about that.
Well,
with him.
I know
they're paying him too much to do that.
I think the main thing about Nakamura that I'm kind of interested in seeing is Bash at the Beach when he faces.
Yeah, but
Cena.
now they're saying they're not going to show it on the network.
That's smart. That's very smart.
Why?
I guess, but
because that's the anticipation of seeing it on the main roster down the road. Why give that away now?
Because you want people to buy your network.
Why? When you're giving it away for free.
Exactly.
By the way, that was something you mentioned well, I'm just letting you know that subscribers are so big and blah, 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 and John Cena's not around. Well, fuck yeah, it's big when you're giving it away for free for 3 months.
No, that was paid subscribers.
No, no. There's no way that I want to see this thing.
You have
that
to
you're
go.
Stating. Your hate for John Cena is so blinding everywhere else that you don't even see
I don't
it.
hate John Cena.
Yes, you do.
It was also WrestleMania month. The subscribers are going to go up during WrestleMania month. No matter
Yes, but also when you give
free WrestleMania.
sign up now for free, sign up now for free, sign up now for free. The past 3 months,
Yeah.
you get the first month free.
That's a valid point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't hate John Cena. But
LOL.
All right. So if you guys didn't hear today, they officially signed Samoa Joe and Finn Balor to a cage match. It's the first cage match in NXT history for the next pay-per-view. Do you think Finn Balor retains? They even said that he's going to be the demon. Retains.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Samoa Joe's the champ. Do you think Samoa Joe retains? Because they've said that Finn Balor is going to be the demon, and the demon hasn't lost yet. So,
If they want to protect the demon, I feel like a cage match could be the way to do it, because they could say
He just
the demon never got
depends.
pinned. He just walked out of the cage. That's all that happened.
Yes. If you walk out of a cage, you walk out of a cage. That's not really showing like my dominance over you.
That's not 1, 2,
I just
3.
won the match. It's
but that's
a-
not going to be a typical WWE cage, because I don't think they can fit that inside of that room.
What? Yeah, they can.
I think they could.
What do you think it's going to be?
I
Well,
think
because they can't lower it from the
you're
ceiling.
going to see a long video promo, and they're going to set that
Oh,
up
yeah.
real quick.
At the same time,
They
you
have
also...
a house show cage. It's a little different, though.
No, they don't. It's the same cage.
What are they going to do? The old school blue
That
steel
would be
cage?
nice.
No,
Yeah.
I would love to see. I would love to see that. For that, I would love to see the cage that was at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. That
Yeah.
was black.
Good cage.
That was the old cage.
Great cage.
Personally, my favorite is the blue bar cage.
Yeah.
But
Wrestlers say they hated it because it hurt.
oh yeah, it was a
Well,
solid
Of course,
bar.
but it looked great, though.
And you could see through the cage.
You could see
from the
through it,
camera.
and you could climb it so much easier, and it just looked better.
Right.
Samoa
Unlike-
Joe's gonna have a
unlike,
heck of a time getting on top of that.
But I
Unlike-
honestly think it's going to be just a fence cage, but it's going to be black.
Okay.
It's not going to be silver. But that place is a lot bigger than you think. They're
Yeah,
gonna
but
be able to
I
have a
just
cage
mean-
up there.
I just mean they can't lower it from the ceiling.
Yeah, they can. That place is
Okay,
big.
we'll
I'm
see.
sure. I'm sure
They
they'll
can
figure
They
bring
out
have
a way.
huge concerts there.
Okay, we'll see.
It's like I said. It's all on how you see it. Do you know? Do you?
Yeah,
There's no
and
one.
I see a small room.
Do you, exactly. That's what they want you to see.
Yeah.
I mean, do you not remember back in the day, WCW being four rows, and then this is all cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize how big that room was back then?
Yeah,
but they
this is
blocked
Full
it off
Sail.
because that was just TV. It's just TV.
Yeah, as long as Paige and Del Rio aren't
I mean,
on
do you realize how
together.
do you realize how big that screen is that's in that room? They have room for a cage, and it's going to lower.
Well, okay.
They'll figure out a
see.
way. Vince McMahon will figure out a
All
way.
right, so we have to give a couple shout outs. So we're going to start.
Why?
doing-
I don't like anybody.
Well, because they helped us out, all right? We have to thank, on Twitter, Big X Daddy X 2008. He subscribed to us. Anybody that subscribes to us and screenshots it and sends it to us on Twitter, we're going to give a shout out every week.
We appreciate it. Thank
Ryan
you.
Glaspel and Dylan Lasky also gave us a 5-star rating on iTunes. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys.
Keep that up,
I
guys.
think we got the 5-star rating. That was the week that Tim was off camera.
Well,
Yeah, but that's also the first of all there was
Carly
never a
also
camera.
gave us a 5.
5-star rating.
Yeah, because you thought that Gabe had a sexy voice. But
Thank you, Carly, for the 5-star rating.
but
All right,
also-
so we're going to go to match of the week.
let me skip everything else so everybody don't get their opinions in. Let's go. No, but thank you guys for liking and everything and showing and putting up the reviews. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and if you don't follow us on Twitter, it's RSW Podcast. We've got over 1,000 followers now.
That's a lot.
We've only been there for a month. So that's pretty cool.
That's roughly the amount of people that Paige has.
Yeah, I have things to talk to you about that, but
Okay.
I won't do it on here.
All right, all right, and you can. What's the Instagram?
The Instagram's the same thing.
RSW Podcast. And Facebook. Check us out on Sunday. We're gonna have a live conversation during Extreme Rules, so don't miss that. we had a lot of feedback on Monday night on that page, so that was
which was
really
awesome.
cool.
Over 100
Like-
comments.
Yeah.
Like, please don't. If you have an opinion, please put it on there.
Even if it's stupid.
Even if it's bad.
There
No.
are such things as bad opinions,
Right.
but we still want to see them
All right.
so we can yell
So
at you.
match of the week.
No, I only get mad and yell at certain people. Like other people, I'll debate with, but certain people, Roger Huffman, I want to rip your fucking face off.
Roger got his long-awaited shout-out.
Yeah, no, he's got 2 or 3 of them now because of this.
Yeah.
All right, so
I love every Roger.
match of
Me
the
and
week.
Roger Huffman, Chicken and Peter.
Tune in next Sunday to see Roger
All right.
and Tim.
Match of the week. In honor of Steen and Generico tagging up Monday, I have made the match of the week this week. My match of the week, 2009 Ring of Honor Final Battle. Kevin Steen versus El Generico versus the Young Bucks. And Kevin Steen at the end of the match, of course, turns on poor Generico.
And he takes his face off with a chair.
Yes. So check that out. It's on YouTube. You got a match. of the
Also,
week,
check
Tim.
out a cooler match that involves them.
Since it's
Okay.
Extreme Rules, that's why I wanted to. I
All
was
right.
going to mention
Well,
it.
you can
it's
have
not
your
my
own match of the week.
It's not my match, but I watched it just the other day,
Okay.
and it was them versus the Briscoes in a
All right.
Boston Street
What's
fight,
your
and it
match
was
of the
really
week?
good. My match of the week is from '92 Starrcade. It was Muda versus Masahiro Chono for the NWA World Title, and Chono had the title. And literally, the match was just a roll up. It's not. That was
Roll up of death.
yeah. I don't know why it's so bad in a
Some of
situation
my favorite
like
matches
that.
ended in a roll-up.
Yeah, I mean, do you not remember one of the greatest matches of all time ended in a roll up, which was Shawn Michaels and Jericho at WrestleMania 19.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sean, Bretton Owen.
Sean and Triple H in their Sean's
Yeah.
return match.
Brett
ended
and
in a roll-up.
Perfect,
Yep.
All right, so R-Dub, you got one?
Macho Man and Steamboat,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 3.
Yep.
It's not a bad thing to get rolled up.
Not a bad thing at all. My match of the week, I'm actually going to pay homage to a guy that got released from WWE last week. I'm going to take it back to 2011 Extreme Rules. I'm going to give a shout out to Christian versus Del Rio, their title match for the ladder match after Edge's
That was good.
retirement.
Yeah.
Paying
Was that
homage
his
to
last
him.
match?
That was not Christian's last match. It was after Edge retired.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Christian
okay.
and Del Rio fought for the title. But since Christian got released as a performer, I feel like I should pay homage to his career in WWE.
Right.
Shout out to Del Rio for his off-the-screen life
Page.
page.
Okay, Josiah.
What? Who cares? She is a swamp donkey. I do not care. She wants to say that I've started in this business since she was 16 years old. Yeah, well, that's also when she started giving hand jobs to dudes when she was 16 years old.
All right.
I hate Paige.
She must be pretty good at it by now, though.
I hate Paige.
She the new
My
son.
match of the week, teased on Monday Night Raw, is Zayn versus Cesaro in their 2 out of 3 falls match, which isn't on the net. I couldn't find it
It's
on
not
the
on the
network.
network.
I looked it up. Daily Motion is where I
Yeah.
found it. But that match,
It's not on NXT?
it was
No.
before Takeover, and the whole reason I watched Takeover was because I wanted to see their rematch, and that put NXT on the map for me. That's why I
That might
watched.
actually be on Hulu. So you
It might be,
yeah,
So
it
it
is.
might be there.
Find it somewhere. 2 out of 3
Because it's
falls
definitely
match.
worth watching.
It was 2013.
Definitely.
Great
Yes.
match.
All right,
Awesome.
Wrestler of the week. My Wrestler of the week is Dean Ambrose because I think he gave one of the best promos of his career. I thought it sold the match well. I really liked his feud with Jericho. Jericho had a lot to do with that, but Ambrose, I think, really came into his own Monday night with that promo. Tim?
Why are you asking me?
You have to have a Wrestler of the week.
Yeah, but why has it got to be me? There's
I
200
will-
people
I
in the
will go
room.
next. I will go next, and
All
this
right.
might surprise some people, but my wrestler of the week is Rusev, because despite, and I don't like Del Rio, I don't like Kalisto, I don't like Sin Cara, but Rusev absolutely killed his segment. He was great. Where the backstage attack, I think it's good to see him and Lana back together in their original gimmick that caused they were over. They were one of the they had a lot of heat before
Before Cena destroyed it.
Well, I think
By the way, he's still not dancing like you said he was going to be in 6 months.
I think the WWE tries to get too cute, like they did with the Wyatts, where they broke the Wyatts up, and now they're like, okay, let's get back to what worked. And I think Rusev really worked back when he was the Russian, but Bulgarian brute, talking about Putin and how USA people are just awful. Like, I think that he's a good wrestler, and I think that maybe if he can get pushed and Cena doesn't come back and bury him, like you said, I think
that's just Gabe being outlandish.
I mean, he would look good with the U.S. title around his waist.
Okay, all right, R-Dub.
I've never seen that title around his waist, though. I don't think it fits.
I don't know. Probably.
He always carries it.
He has never worn that title around his waist.
Put it around Lana's waist.
KO's never had the IC either.
Right.
But if anybody pays attention to Kevin Owens, he has lost like over 30-some pounds.
He's starting to
I mean, he's going to get to the point to where you guys have nothing to bitch. I'm not saying you guys, because I know you guys dig him. But in general, people's not going to be able to, the fat guy. Like, what are you going to do after you can't call him the fat guy?
I like that gimmick, though. He's like, I just got off my couch and I'm still better than you. No big deal.
Exactly.
All right, R-Dub.
My superstar of the week.
This guy over here.
He's trying to move the show along.
He likes a time limit. What's our time right now?
Okay, R-Dub, go ahead.
Probably too far.
I would
McMahon
say my superstar of the week. I mean, I was fine with the segment, but mine has to go to Charlotte this week. She really stepped up her game on the mic. I actually like the temper tantrum she threw. I like how she also put Rick in his place, too, for a second.
Yeah, that was nice.
I was really digging that segment. Even Natty actually did a good job, too, for her first main event segment. I mean, really, I classify Charlotte having a main event segment in NXT as good practice for her. Natty, I've never seen Natty in a main event segment.
She was with Beth.
I forgot about Beth.
Exactly. A lot of people forget about Beth.
I forgot about Beth.
People were talking bad about women's wrestling for so long, and you had Beth Phoenix just kicking ass.
Which actually, when Dana Brooke came out, and she kind of reminded me a little bit.
Quick
About
the wrestling
Quick hit
skills.
on Dana Brooke. I've been a big fan of Dana Brooke in NXT.
She points at her vagina too much for me. It freaks me out.
I do not like her.
Oh, maybe it's me.
She's not on Total Divas yet. Carly is not a fan.
Yeah, shortly, Carly, shortly. But
She'll be on there shortly.
I like Dana Brooke. She's actually.
I think she's going to run into the problem that
She's a female Lex Luger.
the women that are already wrestling don't have enough time, and now they brought Dana Brooke up, and Emma.
Well, Emma's hurt. So
Yeah.
So that angle.
She had emergency surgery on her back.
Yeah.
But
Quite unfortunate.
I feel like Dana Brooke is like a Lex Luger of female wrestling. It's like her physique, not like her looks.
Right.
Because compared to other girls, she's not really that good in the face.
No.
But her
Not really.
physique,
She's not pretty at all.
her physique is what'll get her over.
Oh.
Carly, she's not pretty at all.
Beth Phoenix wasn't that pretty.
All right, Tim, your wrestler of the week.
All right.
My wrestler of the week, it's hard for me to pinpoint one.
Well, that's your job right now.
I know, and that's why I felt like I was like, don't pick me first, because I have a couple. There's Great Muta for me this week, and Sting, because I watched a couple matches. It was hard. I was gonna pick Starrcade '91 when it was Sting and Muta for the television title.
Uh-huh.
And it was one of those matches to where he literally did a back body drop, and it was Muta got his shoulder up at the last second, and he beat Sting for the title in one of those situations. It was just a fucking back body drop.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
And that's how the match ended. But it ended in speculation of whose shoulder got up and win. But Sting, Muta, and but if I have to just pick one for me, in general, just to pinpoint one, from everything I watched this week, because mind you, I didn't get to watch.
Yeah, you were on a boat.
I was on a boat, so I got to watch ROH and old NWA stuff. I would have to pick Austin Aries because of the match that I watched with him and Bryan Danielson from Ring of Honor. It's off their DVD, Greatest Rivals.
Yeah. All right. So we have This is the longest episode we've ever had, but that's okay.
Well,
And I don't even think it should end. I think this one should actually be a little longer
Honestly,
because there's 4 people.
I would say this. If you guys are watching a podcast and you want to watch a wrestling match, just find an old 60-minute Iron Man match. You'd be good to go.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast, watch an Iron Man match.
This is our Iron Man match right here. Because we are at about an hour, and we
We have 15 seconds to hit an hour.
okay. So
do some time filler.
some time filler, guys. Make sure you go to Facebook so you can join our Extreme Rules.
This was your choice for
Facebook.
You're just going to self-promote again?
This is what filler
I
is.
feel like
It's
I'm about to go get
promotion.
Okay, I'll take
I'm
the
gonna get
filler.
time.
There's some awesome local action coming up
All right,
There you
soon.
go.
Remix has announced that their next big show will be in October. It'll be October 1st.
Okay.
And they're teasing Sandow
Really?
being there.
There you go.
They're teasing some other big names that will be there. But like I said, they mainly tease at the beginning. But as soon as that card is up, I will make sure I get it to you
And,
because they
Jim-
always have
I can't wait to see.
always
Sandow
have a
and
good card.
Independence.
Jimmy Cornette's coming to town too.
Yeah, they're also for APWA. There is a show coming up that has the Rock and Roll Express and the Warlord and the Barbarian will be there. Jim Cornette will be there. It'll be a free show, but if you want to meet those certain people, it'll cost a certain amount of money, VIP type
Yeah.
status situations.
By the way, I heard at the event this past weekend there was a Real Shoot Wrestling chant during one of the matches
which one at the
at the Fairmont show.
at the Fairmont show?
So
yes.
thank you guys for supporting us.
And
That's
thanks
pretty
for
cool.
posting videos. There's a couple guys that posted videos.
Yeah, which is awesome because if you're at an indie show or you're at a house show or whatever, please put up the pictures. Let us know.
John Starkey, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout
Shout
out to
out.
John Starkey.
But also, go. What happened to the thread of whenever somebody wants to watch like a certain somebody, they'd start a thread or somebody would ask about it. People just let that certain thing go to the wayside, or what happened there?
I don't know.
Guys, if you want to know about something or know somebody or whatever, put it up. I have matches of people that I could put up easily if you're into that person. Other people have it that I don't. Like some other people, like certain people, like Jimmy Havoc and stuff. I'm not a fan. I wouldn't be able to help somebody with that, but other people do. Also, speaking of that cruiserweight type situation, did you see the first picture came out?
Did.
I
Talking
did.
about the
WWE
classic.
They changed the name of the
They
thing
changed
to
it to the classic.
Cruiserweight Classic.
The Cruiserweight Classic, which
Yeah.
I don't think is bad.
No, I like it.
I like that.
I
name.
think they were getting away because they had the global thing and they didn't want to be
Global
Jeff
Wars.
Jarrett.
Exactly. Why would you want anything that matched with
Yes,
what is Jeff Jarrett right now?
Exactly.
Global Force Gold.
That's exciting. So I can't wait to watch that. It's coming up this summer in July or so is when they'll air that.
Starting in July. I guess they've already had some. They have some
preliminary
Evolve
matches,
matches on WWE. If you want to check them out, you can check those out. Also, WWE seems to be on their Facebook seems to be doing a lot more live stuff.
Yeah, they did the Joe and Finn Balor announcement on there
Right.
today.
And they also let certain wrestlers get on there and talk, and people are just destroying them.
Yeah.
they're,
pretty much.
They're being so mean.
Pretty
So
much.
mean.
Pretty
much.
WWE has a Snapchat too. You guys see some backstage stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right.
But I was gone for a week, so there is some things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Should we make this another podcast?
No, this one's going to be a minute
this is-
because I wasn't here. I don't
This
see
is
anything
the
wrong
director's
with
cut.
that. Yeah, that's fine.
Women and children, you might want to go home for this.
Can we talk about WWE Camp?
Yeah.
Yes,
Have
please.
we have you been watching all of them?
We talked about the
No,
first
we
time.
talked about it the first episode.
Oh.
They're going nuts.
It's hilarious.
They have absolutely no care at all.
There's no filter at all. No.
There is no filter, and how realistic they are being with a cartoon is insane to me.
I like Stone Cold.
I think the funny thing is that's actually Vince's voice. See, he's actually okaying all of this.
He's okaying all of it because he knows it's going to sell, and it's a cartoon. It's going to be way easy to keep this going.
Oh yeah, super easy. Seth Green.
And they can have cameo to come, like people come in all the time.
And the fact that they're letting in, because nobody really realizes this, but but Ron Killings is really smart. He's actually really smart. And he's the smart character in the camp. Like, he kept, like, the last episode, he's like, we know there's a dead body in the middle of the field, right? Like, well, why do we keep forgetting that?
You're in detention too.
Yeah.
The hell I am.
The hell I am? No, like, that's, I just think that's absolutely,
Yeah, if you guys have the network,
off the wall,
check that
and you need to
out.
check it out because it's awesome.
It's cold.
The Click documentary's on there now.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is, did anybody see that Stephanie's writing a book?
Yes.
I did
Yeah.
see that, and I
Yes.
was going to bring that up because Shane is about to have a tell-all
With the podcast and Mick.
Do you think
Yeah.
it is a tell-all podcast, or do you think it's going to be
No.
a revisionist history as published by the McMahons the way they want you to
I
remember?
think it'll be...
You're over here using big words. You need to understand the people that listen to
Okay.
this.
Are they going to make it seem like they were better than they were once upon a time?
I don't think it'll be a tell-all thing. I think it'll be... I think they'll be like half storyline, half real kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But this leads into the next thing I'm saying when it comes to like being realistic. They're going to talk about Stephanie and Macho. Have you guys saw this?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to talk about it. They're bringing it up.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
making another DVD for Macho Man, and they are going to talk about this. That's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. That's the biggest like wrestling story.
That's one of the biggest wrestling
Untold
stories. If you
stories
don't
ever.
know the story, Macho Man and Stephanie supposedly fooled around and got it on when
that's-
she was 17.
And that's why the Macho Man never came back.
Exactly. Well, also because Triple H called Macho a dinosaur. And he legit took offense to that because I randomly, accidentally this week with a friend of mine came across these awesome videos by Macho Man Randy Savage for machoman.com on YouTube. And if you haven't seen them, please, God, if you like things that are absolutely off the wall and funny, go check these out.
When you land on machoman.com.
No, I didn't land on it. I was watching Macho Man matches,
Right.
and then randomly, you know how YouTube has the other videos on the
yeah.
side. Whoo, boy, dude! I clicked on these matches. It is nothing but him. He's like Hogan, you're a punk, and like that. That's all. He goes, you're a fucking punk. Like that's all it is. And then he keeps like, and if you're on machoman.com and you get the special privileges and blah blah blah, and you get the backstage, and I'll let you know what's up. And every segment was just him calling Hulk Hogan a fucking punk, then saying. Then the next one moved on to Triple H, you're a bitch, and I'm going to steal your girl, and I'm going to take Stephanie McMahon around the block again, and I'm not going to. And his exact words were, "I'll let you know if I'm going to give her back." like
that's a
it is
shoot.
legit a
That's a real
shoot.
shoot.
Like it is absolutely hilarious.
Wow.
And also, if you don't know, Macho Man has a rap album.
Yeah, I
You
knew
need to go
that.
check it out.
Yes, he does.
So
Hot
does-
diggity damn, Hogan.
So does R-Truth. He just released a rap
Oh my
album.
gosh.
Yes, he did.
An album or just
Yeah,
a song?
an
An album. He released an
Yeah.
album.
He doesn't even know the words to his own.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
I'm surprised he knows what city he's
The
in half
Golden
the time.
Ugh, okay, so are we done now?
I mean,
did
do
you get
wanna
everything
be done,
off
or
your
you done
chest?
whining?
Well, I'm
You're
not,
like
I
a
don't-
heart over there, whining and complaining.
Oh wow.
He's
Okay,
been trying to
so-
end this
I hate
podcast.
everything about this podcast, but I'm going to keep working for the company.
He's been-
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next time for the great episode number 10.
10.
10.
10. I
Double
think 10.
digits.
I think 10 is a big deal.
10 is
Yeah.
a big deal.
Do we have a
And-
ladder match?
No, I think for episode 10 we should have a poll and have a round circle per se.
Okay.
Is there any other kind of circle?
Well, you know what I
Squared
mean.
circle.
Squared circle,
Yeah,
but
squared
dud.
circle.
All right.
Debate topic.
We'll get on our Facebook and we'll talk about that.
Who do you want to join this core?
And you're
Of
not allowed
individuals.
to vote for yourself. You have to be meant.
That's a good
that's
one.
a
You're not
valid
allowed to
point.
vote for yourself.
Not allowed to vote
All
for
right.
yourself.
We're making up rules on the fly. We'll
Gabe's
see you
gonna
next
hate
time.
this.
We're taking over.
Bye.